get amusing. Take a shot, you see it, now you don't, that's the illusion. Yeah, I'm packing clubs, best believe I'm on my caddy flow. I guess that is apparent, even your mom and your daddy know that I put on that dope show. Show them just what man's about, and they rooting for the kid. That's because I'm branching out, gotta keep it moving. Sorry baby, I don't like to wait. I'm hungry and I'm driven, can you please get me your license plate? Girl be feeling it, they killing it. I see them dead chicks, got that money, they stick to you. Yeah, I guess that bread sticks. Nigga got a vision, I don't think you see it well. Over when the fat lady sings, do you see it well? I am young and I am reckless, plus I'm hung just like a necklace. Go against me and you screw, so Texas.
Alright, so you guys are gonna have to kind of excuse me here. I didn't mean to kind of take a few steps ahead before letting you guys know what was going on, just that way you guys, you know, anybody that has questions on this kit. So far, the install is very easy. I've been loving the kit. It's just very simple. The only thing I have done, just so you guys know, and sorry, I'm shooting this from my hero session, so I can't really see exactly what you're seeing in the camera, but I'll try my best. All I did really was mount up the screen through the mount over my bars. Barely fits over my bars the way it is. I'm actually going to probably change that out for a different mount that I like better. It's like a $10 mount. This is just the one that came with it, so I used it for now. Other than that, I went and took off my little side piece, tapped into my hose for temperature sensor. Ended up, actually left my fuel on from earlier. Ended up running the wire, pretty much just following this. Found this little clip, so I just added it to what was already here, ran a zip tie, follows it up, and it just plugs right in. No, not really a problem, super simple. All these plugs, you can't really mess them up. There's only really one way they go. I mean, they're very simple. Other than that, so far I've been looking at the screen. It's kind of a neat little screen. Does quite a bit. I haven't fully played with everything yet, but it so far seems like it'd be, you know, nice to have on here. I'm actually very happy I got it. Still want to put a key switch on it and a couple other things, because I actually want to make my bike have a SuperMoto option. I don't know why, I've always kind of liked SuperMotos, but other than that, I went through some graphics on my bike. Yeah, I know, I screwed up. I did all the graphics on the whole bike and then realized I didn't have a red matching tail. So, I had a second set of plastics. The guy before me gave me them with the bike, said that, you know, it was just a second set of plastics or whatnot. After I went and actually installed them, getting them wrapped up and everything, I realized that I didn't have a tail and I didn't do the tail. So I don't know what I'll do there yet. I mean, it doesn't look bad or anything. It's just, to me, I kind of want the whole bike to have the same decals all the way along it. But I have a few plans on that. Other than that, pretty much I left that off just in case if I needed to get to anything else, which the only other thing I can imagine me needing to get to, that's just another mount. That's speed sensor, whatnot. Is this guy. Not fully familiar with how these work. I've never really seen this before, but I will find out. Once I find out, I'll go ahead and start up the camera again, just show you where I routed it, how I, you know, wired it, etc. And then other than that, it's pretty much just hook it to the battery. I do not have a battery yet. I'm working on getting a stator for my bike, so that way I can go ahead and do that. And then I'm going to need headlight, tail light, turn signals, all that. Haven't quite gotten to all that yet, but I have plans on how I'm going to do it. The only hang up for making my bike a SuperMoto that I have not been able to run across, just because, you know, I'm not somebody who has money. I'm kind of a broke kid. I need tires and rims. Rims, I was hoping I can kind of just find some street tires just to run on these, but the more I think about it, the more that'd be a stupid idea, just because I don't feel like it'd be really the appropriate thing to do, just because on SuperMoto rims they're generally a little wider, and on the front half they're shorter. I don't know if that's true for front and back. I haven't looked into it a whole lot. I just, you know, want to run a street tire, and generally street tires are more towards like a 17. And, you know, my front rim's obviously not a 17. Other than that, I'll go ahead and keep you guys posted. Just an update really quick. Pretty much the only thing I've really done was worked on getting the part for the speedometer on. Pretty much, my kit was very simple. I didn't have to drill into my rotors like a lot of people are doing or anything fancy. Pretty much my game plan is to take one of those magnetic bolts, throw it right about there, and then I took this guy off. I kind of cut away the corner just a little bit, just to kind of fit that on there, and ended up mounting that on there. It's just 2 screws, 2 bolts. I mean, very simple. It fits no problem, and it happens to be right where my bolt is. So it's almost like this kit was specifically made for my bike. I mean, it was very simple. I didn't have to do any serious work on this. And from what I could find, this was probably would have been one of the hardest parts, just because you had to normally drill into your caliper. I didn't have to do that, so basically I'm just kind of showing you guys really quickly what this is. Other than that, I'm going to get back to it. Okay, so I went and got the piece from my speedometer, or whatever you want to call it, hooked up the sensor for it. Basically just put the magnetic bolt right there, and then I ran, basically just got all that mounted up now. Ran it up, following it. Runs up, kind of coils up in there because it was a little longer than I needed, but I didn't really want to cut it shorter, and I might throw a couple zip ties in there or something to help hold it in place. Other than that, I ran the other wire, which goes down to the coil to tell you your RPMs. Basically just followed the same wire I already had going down here. I stopped right here just that way because I'm going to tie up the rest somewhere. I'm not a huge fan of cutting a wire really short. I just got to kind of get up to that coil, which is kind of a pain in the neck. Other than that, that's pretty much where I'm at. Dirt right there. Alrighty guys, I'm back. So I went and got a few things done. Obviously I got the vapor kit pretty well with everything on there. The only thing I didn't do was hook up those 2 wires that basically just go to power and ground. Haven't made it there yet. I don't have a stator in the bike quite yet. That's actually the reason I got this down here. Sorry if the video is still kind of shaky or whatnot. It's because I'm still shooting with the GoPro Session. It's the only thing I got right now, and it seems to do the job pretty well, besides the fact that shaking is a thing, and holding the camera still. It's such a small thing to kind of hold still. But other than that, I'll go ahead and kind of give you guys a quick overview of what's all in this box and what I'm going to be doing next. I still have my bike pretty well tore apart. I left it like that because I knew these parts would show up in like a day or so. So now that these are here, this is pretty much what I'm working on next. So on the Trail Tech kit, I got the 71, just because that's, honestly, you're better off doing the 70. You can do the 40 if you plan on doing simple things like maybe just a headlight and a tail light. I plan on making it a full-on SuperMoto. So for me to do that, I kind of need, little things too, like turn signals and just little things here and there. So it was more worth doing the 70 to me. At the same time, the headlight alone, most of them draw like say 35. So it's kind of hard to justify the 41. Got instructions. Got the battery. There's actually a battery case in here somewhere too. Plug. Plug's very simple, kind of easy to the point. Got the, was it the rectifier? I think it's the rectifier. I think that's what it's called. I don't remember now. It's been a while. But long story short, the next important piece, which, that's kind of weird. They actually have adjustable spots on it, but they're actually from the factory stuck on that adjustable knob. Probably means that they already did what they want with it and you're not supposed to touch it. I don't know what's in this box. This is the battery mounting kit. So, battery mounting kit. Now, on the rectifier and the battery mounting kit, I'm both going to cheat. I'm not going to drill into my frame. I don't like the idea of drilling into the frame. I know a lot of people are like, oh, why would you do that? It's so simple just to put 2 holes in the frame. You're right, it is, but I don't like drilling into my frame. I like my frame being solid in one piece, and I don't like messing with it. So I'm going to probably just take these things and zip tie them into place. Let's see. Little baggie of hardware. Nice little bag for the battery. It's, you know, it's a pretty nice bag. I like it. And then you got the mounting pad, which is just Velcro anyway. So the way I see it is if the battery can be held on by Velcro, I'm pretty sure my zip ties will be fine. We got the flywheel. Let's see if I can hold the camera. Flywheel. I'll show you guys when it's out of the pack too. I just don't want to do anything until I have the side of the motor open for that anyways. Then we got this box, which I need something to open it with. Let's see. I can just... Let's see. There we go. And this should be the stator. Which is exactly what it is. Wow, that stator is kind of small. I did not think that they were that small. I've never had to open up mine. I have to take out the stator yet, so this will be first. Other than that, though, same goes for that. I'm going to leave both those in the package until I even get to that point. I'll go ahead and kind of keep you guys updated. For right now, I'm probably just going to put in the battery. Get the rectifier somewhat mounted somewhere so it doesn't go anywhere. Like I said, I'm probably just going to zip tie it on there because I really honestly don't want to drill into my frame. So a lot of this should go by pretty quick. If you want, I'll show you guys the instructions, just kind of like a full page here. Kind of see that. So that's the first page of instructions. Very simple, to the point. There's not a lot to it really. In fact, I think the hardest part is just opening up the motor, and even then, it's not even really hard, it's just time consuming. Very simple, to the point. I'll go ahead and update you guys once I get some of it done. Alright guys, so did the next few steps or whatnot. I got the battery mounted. I didn't hook up the positives yet. This one goes to the vapor. This one goes to the rectifier. My rectifier, I know it's zip tied. I like zip ties more than screwing into the frame, so that's what I came up with. Other than that, I just got it plugged in right there. I got these two wires ready. Haven't unplugged the old stator yet. Once I do that, I can go ahead and take out the old stator. Got the flywheel off. Basically, the flywheel was a lot easier than a lot of people say. A lot of people say, you know, how hard it is and whatnot and this, and you have to have the tool for this one. I just used a normal puller. It came right off, no problem. So yeah. Other than that, I'm going to start putting on the new flywheel. Getting that bolt back ran down. 45 foot-pounds, I believe. I'll check on that though. Other than that, it's pretty much just take out the stator, go put the new one in, and I need a new gasket. I don't have a new gasket yet, so I'll probably just get all this set up and get it ready, and then once I get the new gasket, pop it on there, put everything back together, be done. Other than the new stator and the flywheel, I think that's all that's left in the kit. Let's see, got that and that, and then I have extra bolts because I didn't bolt anything. Anyways, I'll go ahead and keep you guys updated in just a moment. Alrighty, so the flywheel, stator, rectifier, and the battery are all in. The casing's actually not fully put together because A, I just got done putting a new filter in. B, I didn't put in the rest of them because the gasket that I need is not here yet, so I just put it up there so everything's mocked up and ready to go, and I kind of wanted to get this boot right here likes to kind of not stay where it needs to, so I kind of just stuffed it all in there the way it needs to be, put it on there, and then hopefully that'll kind of wear into shape of where it needs to be. Normally this is ran on the other side, but this is shorter than the factory one, so I ran it on this side up instead of going around and up. Other than that though, once the gasket shows up, I can go ahead and do that. Finish putting the bolts in that. Everything else in there is bolted. It was really easy to get the flywheel off, unlike everybody was saying. It was simple to me. The stator itself was simple to swap out. I mean, it's all, if you have basic knowledge of any of this, it's really not that hard. Hardest part, I would say, is not to over tighten anything, and for me anyways, to prevent that, I just use the smallest wrench I can find. Otherwise you will strip out things easy, because I mean it is a small motor. Other than that though, we got my battery. I know my air filter's a little dirty. It's actually new, sadly. I just, you know, did some things with it. Other than that, the vapor, the power wire I was going to hook up to the battery, but I totally forgot I didn't want it hooked up unless it was on something that was only going to work when the bike is on. So I ended up hooking it up to this one, which I read out of the Stator Kit that is a power that is only on when the bike is on. So that's when I decided to hook that up. Other than that, and it's only really for the backlight, it's not for anything else. Other than that, I was trying to tuck up all the wires, kind of keep them away from the motor and out of the way. I did a pretty decent job of that. I have a few that I could probably zip tie a little further up, but you know, for the most part, none of them are actually really touching. The ones that are closest are right here, and like I said, I can always try to zip tie it somewhere, you know, out of the way or whatnot. Other than that though, all my wiring is ran up here. I had to kind of make my own little wires right here for two of them, just because I don't know why, but they gave me two female connectors and two male connectors on the end of the stator. The problem with that is all of my connectors were all male connectors for the factory bike. So I don't know if they just sent me the wrong one with the wrong plugs or whatnot, but I made it work anyways because I didn't want to, you know, tinker around with it, especially if I just have to add two little wires. I'm not going to worry about sending it back or anything over that. I should tie that up somewhere too, just that way it's not down there. That's just the power wire to tell me what my RPMs are. Other than that though, now I'm pretty much just waiting for the gasket and the lighting kit. There's going to be a headlight that's on its way. I got a key switch on its way. I got a different mount for this because I really don't like that plastic mount. I'm actually going to mount it some way that I prefer. So I got a different mount for that. We're going to see how well that goes over. Actually, yeah, so other than that, I also got a mount for the key switch. The key switch I'm just going to basically put in play as the lighting kit. They give you a kill switch. I'm basically just going to wire the key switch as if it was the kill switch, just because I feel like that's going to be the simplest way of doing it. And I don't really need a kill switch, considering I have I'll have a key, B, I have this button over here. I mean, it's really pointless. Turn signals, brake lights, or brake light, all comes in the kit. The turn signals I'm doing are actually in the hand guard, so hopefully I can make those mount up to what I already have, because that's what I'm going for. I think I have to strip back the plastic that's on this, drill 2 holes through it, and run the new mounts, or the new pieces. Other than that, oh, that actually got bent from when somebody wrecked on my bike. But other than that, I'm pretty much just playing the waiting game. Everything else is pretty much ready to go. Once that all shows up and gets put on, it's pretty much just put the bike back together, which really dirt bikes are simple. You don't have a whole lot that's really to take off and on. It's not like my street bike over there. You know, my bike, that thing takes a lot. There's a lot of little pieces here and there. There's a lot of bolts here and there. Dirt bikes are literally about a quarter of the work of a street bike, so I actually prefer working on dirt bikes over a lot of things. But other than that, maybe get some SuperMoto rims at some point. Probably won't be anytime soon just because I'm broke. But that'll be the next step, and go get it licensed and be done. Hey guys, so video's over. I'll go ahead and post more as I go. Right now, if you guys happen to like, you know, the video, if it's helpful or any way, etc., just go ahead and hit that like and subscribe. I'll go ahead and make some more then, kind of keep noted. At the same time, you guys can see my little Vinyl Master Cut Pro. So I have to make stickers, by the way, if you guys didn't know. So if any of you guys do need any stickers, graphics, etc., just go ahead and let me know in the comments below, if you are interested in them anyways. Other than that, to keep these videos going, the more likes and subscribes I get, the more I'll be motivated to actually get them done, rather than just have them sit in a bunch of files on my computer. As of right now, I'm still waiting on the gasket for the side with the stator that goes in. I got everything pretty well done, and then I'm also waiting for the lighting kit, which should both be here, I believe, Monday. No, not Monday, Tuesday. Sadly, the place isn't open Monday. Bike shop problems, I know, right? Once I get those in, I'll go ahead and start posting another video. That would probably be towards the end of probably next week that I'll go ahead and throw out another one. I thought about dividing up this video just because of how long it was, but I figure I'll let you guys decide that if next time, I should just divide it up in sections more often, or if I should just make one long video, because I don't want something super long, so I kind of kept this one down to 20 minutes. Other than that, though, just go ahead and let me know what you think. Like and subscribe, and see you guys next time.
Saying about what we was, and if I'm gonna make it, we'll see. But I can guarantee that you should focus on me. I'm a new son.